It is clear that they were in the same class, and the girl was unquestionably the most beautiful in the university. The boy was undoubtedly the best among all the other boys. They both kept flirting with each other, and naturally they fell in love. The case was clearly like Layla Manu. Both families hated each other, and marriage was difficult. Both families were of the same mind. They were not ready to elope and get married, and they were not ready to keep their pride to themselves. The matter got stuck, and the boy and girl decided not to get married for the rest of their lives. They went to their respective homes. I lived with them for 5 years, but there was no conversation between the two. Now, you're pushing for marriage, but they're both resisting. The girl's parents eventually gave up, and the girl called the boy. The boy picked up the phone and heard only the girl's hello. He immediately asked, "When do I have to come with the wedding procession?" The parents of both met, and they got married. The boy started a business, did good deeds, and became happy. They were married for 20 years, during which time they had 3 children. The woman was not proud of her beauty and was not worthy of it. She looked beautiful even after being 45 years old and mother of 3 children. The city loved her and praised her wife with tears. But then one day, it was not meant to be done. There was a small gat on the banks of the river. It came out and became a spreading ulcer. She was taken to the doctor, and tests revealed that the woman had breast cancer. She was suffering from it. The city was not just that city. When could he cook and feed his wife? He kept his wife in his house. I took my wife to different doctors, from one hospital to another, and even from another country. They all demanded money. Wabdia, the woman's heart was filled with knots. This trouble had not ended yet. One day, another problem happened. The woman's car was hit by a truck, and she was seriously injured. She was taken to the hospital, where it was found that she had lost her eyesight. She had become blind. After this, you can consult a doctor. Look at the misfortune. The wife died of cancer and the city was blind. People saw them and touched their ears. Despite this, both of them were free. They walked every morning, watched movies, and ate in restaurants. The wife used to hold his hand. Look at the beauty of it. The wife died of cancer and the city was blind. People saw them and touched their ears. But despite this, both of them were free. They went for walks every morning, watched movies, and also went to restaurants. The wife used to guide him and the husband. This practice continued for several months under the guidance of his wife. But then Green said a strange thing to the city, a strange thing, demanding that he go to Switzerland alone. "I used to love the city," my former wife said. "She wants to stay alone in the city for 10-15 days. I tried to go with her, but she refused." The refusal grew stronger and stronger until finally, the city gave up on the wife. The wife was taken to Switzerland, and the city spent those 10 days with great difficulty. He had not been alone even for a day in all the years of his marriage. These were the first 10 days of their marriage, and these 10 days were mountains. The city could not cross this mountain. The wife was to come after 10 days. He reached the city airport, but the disease felt like the world was sinking. He incessantly called his wife all day, but she wouldn't answer. Then, that evening, a letter from his wife finally arrived. That letter was not a letter, it was a doomsday movement. The whole family became a victim of this doomsday movement and was brought towards it. Before the water, I'll tell you the horrifying but interesting reality of the world. There are countless centers in the world where you can die of your own free will. These centers are for the terminally ill. These people tire themselves out by carrying the burden of our lives, and if they want to die a peaceful death, they come to these centers and show their medical reports. The doctor examines their condition and reports, and they sign an agreement that they are leaving this world of their own free will. We decide the day and time of death of their free will. We fulfill their final wish. Then, after giving them every vaccine, we send them on their way. Thank you to us in the medical van. Loss is called death. It is legal in 7 countries worldwide, and there is a debate about its validity in many others. Switzerland is one of the countries that has legalized it. This 10 grams has legal status. A meth and therapy center has been built in the city of Zurich. It is located in a stunning location. The rooms are built on the banks of mountains, rivers, and lakes. From the daybed, one sees the last morning or evening of life and finally crosses the border of life in the hands of kind doctors and nurses. That lady also had gone to Switzerland for U10 treatment. She couldn't bear the pain of cancer, so she chose a painless death. He spent the last 10 days of his life and connected his death with his flight. His flight was to touch the soil of his country. Here the flight landed, and there the life crossed over. The final letter of the woman was in the hands of her son. He was reading the letter, sobbing, and the city listened to every word of his wife. In that letter she revealed her life to him, including the fact that she was dying for the first time. When we met in college, what did she feel? She woke up as a college girl, and on that day, she embarked on a journey that would change the course of her life. While fighting, she fell in love with him. She spent 5 years in marriage, and she left her sons with the servants. She says, "I could not tell my love to you. I couldn't even give my sons your share." How did she complete 20 years of married life and then get the first lump? What did she feel when she saw herself becoming ugly while crying? What was going on in her heart? She tolerated the decision of nature, but then the light came that you sent your first sons to boarding school. I understood your reasons. You didn't want your sons to see me in this state, and you didn't want them to pity me. You bribed the servants, and the crying became an excuse. I would break the notes and ask you to share them, and you would laugh it off. Slowly, all the mirrors disappeared. You knew that I was. Look at your ugliness with your own eyes. If you had left me here, I would have tolerated it. You did a great job of being blind. I met with an accident and declared myself blind. I know it's all right. You've been acting blind for months, and I know why. You didn't want me to. For a moment, I thought you might think I was ugly or that you might see my ugliness in my eyes. You did a great job. I met with an accident and declared myself blind. I know it's all for show. You've been acting blind for months, and I know why. You didn't want me to look at you or read my ugliness in your eyes. This false blindness of yours was the extreme of love. I couldn't bear it. I've decided to leave this world. I'm leaving this world. Stop acting blind. Hold this letter and read it yourself. Words came out of the son's mouth. The father took the letter from his hand and started reading it. Take care of yourself after me. Keep all the towels in the cupboard. I have come here with clothes for 5 years. You will make 10 changes in a year. You have worn all those clothes until they get torn. The son spoke, and the father interrupted him. Take care of yourself after me. Keep all the towels in the cupboard. I've come here with clothes for 5 years. You will make 10 changes in a year. You have worn all those clothes until they get torn. Keep brushing your teeth. I haven't forgotten my morning walk. Last thing, feed the birds daily and always take care of my cats. It is just your dues too. If you liked this story, then please tell us your opinion about it in the comments and share this